we go. Tiare Jennings stands in against Kenna Wilkie. First pitch, misses in. Wilkie gets the start. It's Jennings, Coleman, and Allo atop the order for Oklahoma here in the first. Wilkie pitched game 2 last night for Houston, a loss to McNeese.
Wanting to get ahead here. Sticking her claim on the inside of the plate there. You see where she's trying to go. Hoping she etches one out and gets ahead at some point in these first few batters.
Pitch is just up, 3 balls, no strikes. Here's the Oklahoma lineup for Patty Gasso. Allo hit 2 home runs earlier today. She's at 92 in her career. Another star for Alyssa Brito in left. She hit her first home run. Patty Gasso now in her 27th season. 3-0 count. And that finds the strike zone, 3 balls, 1 strike.
Wilkie showing early she's able to keep that off-speed ball in there for a strike. That could be dangerous for the Oklahoma lineup as the game continues here.
Kenna Wilkie was outstanding last weekend, beating Texas Tech. That's outside. It's a 5-pitch walk drawn by Tiare Jennings.
Still early in the game here. Just the first batter on, but it's the walks like this where it got a little difficult for the Houston defense yesterday. Oklahoma just showed over and over how well they're able to capitalize on situations like this.
Here's the numbers for the season. It's her 4th start today. Transfer from Northwestern, where she pitched in 2 NCAA tournaments. Here's Coleman from the left side. Pitches away. 1 ball, no strikes. Coleman batted second against McNeese, off to a great start after her outstanding freshman campaign. Allo had been batting second earlier this season. They moved her to 3rd. Good speed. With Jennings and Coleman atop the order for Oklahoma.
Small change for Oklahoma, moving Allo down to 3rd in the lineup, but with as much talent as they've proven to have sprinkled from the top 4 to the bottom 5, Coleman has definitely earned the spot at number 2 there, and Allo's not going to miss a beat, no doubt, coming in at 3rd.
Coleman, a homer and an RBI double in the decisive Game 3 win over Florida State in the Champ Series last year. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Coleman. Kenna Wilkie started against McNeese last night. 5 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Not as good as we saw her last weekend, and McNeese just did a great job putting balls in play.
No kidding, I think that's an understatement there. McNeese just as scrappy as they were playing last night and as scrappy as they've always played, really applying pressure and forcing the Houston lineup and roster and defense to perform.
Good pitch. Coleman swings and misses, her first strikeout of the season in her 20th at bat.
Look at that. Oh, just reaching the ball, just tails up on her outside and a little high. Great pitch coming from Wilkie on the mound. Nice swing, just need to keep the head on the ball. Choose good pitches there.
Very tough to strike out Oklahoma for the season. 30 walks drawn at the plate, 23 strikeouts as a team. Now it's Jocelyn Allo. She takes ball 1, 3 for 3 with 2 home runs earlier today against McNeese. Now she's 3 home runs away from tying the all-time NCAA record career home runs held by former Sooner Lauren Chamberlain. Chamberlain had 95. And that hits Allo on the elbow.
Yep, comes right in on her. Allo shaking it off, no doubt, a little bit of pain there, but that's what they make those really sturdy elbow guards for, and she's happy sitting on first base. Foot down, ball just tails in. Right in on there. Oh, looks like maybe the wrist rather than the elbow, but nonetheless, on base is on base. She helps her team with another bat.
Now it's Janet Johns. Had a 2-run shot in the first inning against Houston yesterday. And an 8-0 win. Senior off to a great start. 8 hits and 18 at-bats. And excellent third base. That play she made yesterday, the ball popped out of her glove. She grabbed it immediately, threw from her stomach for the out.
Janet Johns is just playing phenomenal on both sides of the ball through these 2 games. this foul against Houston here in Cougar Stadium. But gosh, her focus, her discipline is just shining so strong. That play you're talking yesterday, hot ball straight to her at third base. She has to dive, the ball pops out of her glove, grabs it, makes a great throw, cool, calm, collected, and just enjoying the game. So we expect nothing but greatness out of her from this Oklahoma roster.
1-1 the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Katie Ray Brown did a good job to keep that from going to the backstop. It was a wild pitch yesterday that scored 2 as part of a 4-run first inning.
That's right. Oklahoma coming out quick, coming out hot. They've done that in each game they've played here at Houston Cougar Stadium, and this game is so, they already got 2 on base here with 1 out. We'll see what happens.
Nice off-speed pitch, 2-2.
One thing that does look like is staying true is the patience. They've proven that. Oklahoma has proven that already. Is the patience that they're taking that mindset to the plate, taking deep breaths, staying collected, and going for what they believe they can hit and hit hard. So far, it's working.
Jennings at second, Allo at first. Swing and a miss, second strikeout, and look at the celebration from Kenna Wilkie after she got Johns to chase.
That was a great pitch coming from Wilkie. I'm telling you, these rise balls, the way some of these pitchers are working on these rise ball, watch. She winds it up, and as she releases that ball, it comes at the waist and just sails right out of the zone, and Johns knew it as soon as she let go of that back hip. Oh, she'll be waiting on that one the next day back.
There's Kinsey Hansen, and we see the relationship building between Wilkie and Katie Ray Brown. They really pump each other up. The battery mates up and in for a ball.
That's the same pitch there from Kenny Wilkie, hoping we can get another chase. Hansen a little bit more disciplined on the first pitch of her at bat. But yes, Katie Ray Brown and Kenny Wilkie just feeding off of each other. The energy they give each other is electric, and it just bleeds into the rest of the team.
There's a line drive to the left, hit well, and gone. Kinsey Hansen with 2 outs, took the low pitch, hits it onto the berm, and the Sooners jump in front. A 3-run shot for Kinsey Hansen.
What a dig. Looks like that one maybe came in low on her and got the barrel on the bat, took it for a ride. Pure muscle strength. We'll see it here. Leg up, bottom half already in it from the jump. Dug it out from the ankle, straight over that left field fence.
Is that a bad pitch? It's pretty low. It's over the plate, but I don't think that's a very bad pitch from Kenna Wilkie.
It's a good pitch from Kenna Wilkie, but just a better swing from Henson at the plate.
Nothing Sooners as Taylon Snow stands in from the left side.
Typically after a home run, you'd like to see your pitcher get ahead in the count there, looking to see something to hit with that first or second pitch of this at bat. Keep an eye on Wilkie, see if she settles in.
Snow 2 for 3 with a run and an RBI earlier today. Had a double and drove in a run. Critical part of last year's championship winning team. She came back, fought through a finger injury to play in the Champ Series. Line drive to third off the glove of Thomas. She picks it up and will not make a throw.
Put the ball in play. Gave herself an opportunity to get on and challenge the defense to make a play, and it worked out at the plate for the batter, but good for Janiyah Thomas at third base to recognize, okay, it kicked off the glove there and ran away from me, and to not make the throw. How do you make a bad situation worse? You make a bad throw it into the stand, so good for her to hold on there.
Grace Lyons now takes the ball. One of 5 returning All-Americans on this Oklahoma team which won the national title last season. It's her 4th straight season as the starting shortstop for Oklahoma. Was on the team in 2019 that lost to UCLA in the Champ Series. Laid down a squeeze bunt in the 8-0 win over McNeese earlier today.
Yeah, she's a role player, and she knows exactly what her role is, and it's to pump up this team. Pinch her inside there. Squeeze away from the ball. She's up there to hit. That's what she wants to do. That's what we're here for. She knows what she's looking for up there, but one of the best shortstops in the game at the moment. I mean, just the talent coming out of lines and at the plate, being able to do her job, lay down bunts, and put some power behind the ball.
Line drive to left, falls in front of Bush for a hit. Snow is running on the pitch. And Sooners not going quietly with 2 outs.
Got her barrel on the ball and just kind of muscles that one right out to left field. Hit it where they're not. Smack in between the 5-6 hole there. Turns on it. Got a little high on her, but got her hands right where they needed to be and gets herself on base, advances her teammate to second.
Lacey Waldrop, second-year pitching coach, out to the circle to speak with Wilkie, former USA Softball National Player of the Year, 3-time All-American at Florida State. On the coaching staff at Duke for a couple of years before going to private pitching with Softball Rebellion, and now with Coach Vesley for her second season, and only one returning pitcher in Megan Lee.
That's right. A lot of new faces in the bullpen for Houston this year. But you know, when Coach Vesley talks about Coach Waldrop, you know, she's with the pitchers 24/7. She understands them athletically and emotionally, and caters to that, and tries to pull the best out of them that she can. It's nice for programs to have pitching coaches that, you know, are fully invested into their staff, not only athletically but in the mind, the mental game as well.
Alyssa Brito stands in her second straight start in left field. Hit her first home run with Oklahoma earlier today against McNeese. Part of the all Pac-12 freshman team and all defensive team last year at Oregon. Reps it foul past third.
A little early on the ball, but not a bad sign. She's telling Wilkie right now that inside the plate, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to be right there waiting for you.
Brito, very versatile already this season, has played left field, third base, shortstop, first base, and served as a pinch runner. One ball, 2 strikes.
Showing some discipline there, fighting off the inside pitch early in the count, holding off on that rice ball. It was a nice rice ball coming from the mound that time, but the discipline to be able to hold off as a batter, and you know, when that rice ball leaves the hand, it's coming at the waist. It's coming right at the waist, and you gotta keep your head up and recognize the spin. It's gonna be over your head when it gets to you.
Pop foul and out of play. Wilkie was 1 out away from escaping the inning without any runs. But then Hansen took that low pitch at the knees out to left for a homer. And Snow, an infield single, Lions a hit. 3 straight of reach with 2 outs.
That's right. I mean, 2 runners on base there. I think both runners were mistakes. I think we had a walk and a hit by pitch on base at that home run. So, understanding how detrimental those mistakes can be. Could be to a 1-0 ball game right now, but you know, I think it was a 5-pitch leadoff walk and then a hit by pitch on Jocelyn Allo. I mean, one swing puts Oklahoma ahead 3-0 in the top of the first.
One and 2 the count on Brito. Fouled off. With the 3 runs here in the first, Oklahoma has now outscored its opponent 66-2 for the first 9 games.
You know, with already a really good pitching staff, who's proving themselves each game near perfect is what the numbers show. It only helps to have a lineup 1 through 9 that is able to have your back. They are showing up at the plate and defensively to be able to hold their opponents to 2 runs over 7 or 8 games here. You know, that's good stuff this early in the season. Just weekend 2 of some live play, and you know, showing a well-rounded situation here for the Oklahoma program.
Good battle here. Kenna Wilkie, transfer from Northwestern, and Elisa Brito, the transfer from Oregon. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat.
Laying off off of an off-speed pitch there. That was a good one. The stadium gets quiet at that moment. Everybody was thinking it, but no, it's just outside of the zone. Brito knew exactly what she was doing when she saw that pitch. We'll see if Wilkie comes back with it again. Try to stop her at the knees.
Great crowd on hand. Looks like a sellout inside Cougar Softball Stadium. Out to left. Bush has a beat on it, and she makes the catch.
Jordy Ball making a name for herself so early here in her Oklahoma collegiate career. Feisty on the mound, fiery, hypes up her teammates. Just a different mentality as a freshman, unlike, many others in her same spot here.
Here's the lineup for Coach Vesely. Becca Schulte is back. She's at second base, hitting fifth. Did not play yesterday. Bush, Thomas, and Matthews for Kristen Vesely in her 6th season. Bush ready from the left side against Jordy Ball. It's the outside for a strike.
Jordy Ball trying to get ahead early here and doing so just fine. Got a strong approach on the mound. Lots of movement, big routine. Can be a little distracting for the hitters, but she's in the zone.
Jordy Ball for the season. It's her 3rd start, 5th appearance, 16 innings, just 5 hits allowed. No earned runs, 4 walks, and 28 strikeouts.
Got a little off speed there. Versatile. She's hitting that right side, the right-hand side of the plate for a left-handed batter, so the third base side there, and then follows that up with a nice off-speed pitch. Looks like Bethany Bush at the plate, just trying to feel her out a little bit, doing what a leadoff batter should do.
Just low last week. 14 strikeouts and a complete game win over number 3 UCLA. Most strikeouts by a Sooner freshman since 2010. Here are the numbers: 24 strikeouts and 12 2/3 innings last weekend.
Gosh, that's incredible. Making her time, making the most of her time.
Bush offered at it on 2-2. She goes down on strikes.
Working efficiently. Bethany Bush not able to pull that bat back, and a little unsure on that high pitch. We talk about that rise ball. Oh, she wishes she could have it back. Just couldn't hold off. And she knew it. As soon as she walked off, she knew it. Yep.
Wilson, NFCA D1 Pitcher of the Week after shutting down the Bruins last weekend in Irvine, California. Nia Thomas swings to the first pitch, fouls it back.
Nia Thomas in the box has been hungry. She's not been afraid. She's a freshman, a lot of preseason accolades in the American Athletic Conference, and she's shown that she's not afraid to get out there. She's going to put the bat on the ball and give her team the opportunity to have her on base and produce some runs following it.
0-2 on Thomas.
Jordy Ball on the mound, such a long stride, a long, powerful stride coming off of the rubber there. And she prowls around the mound like a caged animal almost, the way that she commands the circle. It's different, and it's a part of that star power that she's already proclaiming.
Foul back, good protection from Thomas on 0-2. Ball started yesterday against McNeese in a run roll victory. 3 1/3 innings, no hits, 6 strikeouts, and just 1 walk this year.
Just prowling around the back of that mound in the center of the field, letting everyone know that, marking her territory almost. This is incredible to watch. See if she delivers here. Whew. Flaming Thomas there with the off-speed pitch, just fans at it. Looked like Thomas maybe saw it coming a little bit, and once she recognized it, she just let the hands go and maybe tried to live for the next pitch, hoping she tapped it, but just a little over the ball. Timing was okay.
L.A. Matthews now. Bases empty, 2 outs in the Houston first. Late on a fastball, Matthews off to a great start her first season in Houston after transferring from Penn State. 8 hits and 15 at-bats. Couple doubles, 4 driven in.
Matthews, best I can say there is the effort. Her effort just shows and shows again and again, especially through the games yesterday for the Houston defense. Ball keeping it away from the lefties. Staying outside on it.
Second game of the day for Oklahoma. Hope Troutline, the newcomer from North Texas, threw a no-hitter earlier today. Faced one batter over the minimum. Only blemish was a walk as Oklahoma beat McNeese 11-0. Line drive foul between Johns and Christian Vesley, third base coach.
Getting the ball back in the circle there, yeah, unfazed. You know, getting ahead with some strikes here early in the count, early in the game. Just the number 3 batter here to face for the Oklahoma Sooners defense. Making people miss, making the batters miss, giving them some tough pitches to make decisions on. They're making them.
Swing and a miss. Matthews down on strikes. Jordy Ball strikes out the side. A full house inside Cougar Softball Stadium for day 2 of the Houston Classic. Oklahoma leads Houston 3-0 as Kenny Wilkie goes back to the circle. She'll face 9-1-2, beginning with Riley Boone. Boone takes low.
Threatening to drop a bunt there, Riley Boone, but Houston third baseman Janai Thomas creeping in. Ellie Matthews staying back on the play. Interesting tactic at the feeling like to take a bunt.
Good eye once again. No swing on appeal. It's 2-0. Boone, the Oklahoma native. A good day earlier today against McNeese. 2 for 2, 2-run score, 3 RBI in her first home run of the season.
Coming off the game with a ton of momentum here with Boone. Hoping to keep it, but strong swing, maybe looking for the next pitch there. Ahead in the count is battered 2-1 is right where you want to be. You've seen something you like, and you've seen something that, okay, where you can maybe judge some timing and read the defense a little bit. She's right where she should want to be here as a hitter, the 2-1 count.
Feels like Wilkie's trying to work down in the zone early in the count, and then when she gets to 2 strikes, then elevate.
That's what it looks like with the Oklahoma lineup last inning. You saw a few batters chasing on that rise ball, but you're right, later in the count. Here, maybe a little different situation with the left-handed batter threatening the bunt with a slap. Looks like she's trying to keep the ball away, not let them get their hands on it.
Called strike. The count is full. Robert Gonzalez, the home plate umpire. Valdemar Guerra is at first. Jared Arrington, the third base ump.
This is something the Oklahoma lineup wanted yesterday, that patience and forcing the Houston pitching staff to throw, making them work.
Popped into shallow left. Bethany Bush makes the catch. Good at bat from Riley Boone, but Wilkie wins the battle.
Wilkie wins the battle, but you know, had to throw a lot of pitches to get there. You know, you want to make the most efficient use of your time, and you know, she's still settling in. It was a little rocky first inning, but as she gets more comfortable on the mound against this team and against their offensive approach, you know, I'm sure she'll zone in a little bit and get closer to the plate and trust her defense a little bit more to perform for her.
Tiare Jennings in the top of the order. She walked in the first inning and came around to score.
That's right. Tiare Jennings used to putting the bat on the ball there. You can see with the 2021 NFC National Freshman of the Year, 27 home runs, so shy of that freshman record, but you know, she's used to putting the bat on the ball. Nonetheless, she'll take the walk and get on base.
2-0. Wilkie has not thrown her a strike through 1.5 at bats.
Taking her time, resetting on the mound. That's maturity there. That's growth there. To sit, take a moment. You own the mound. Reset a little bit. let go of the frustration. She's still learning the umpire's zone. You know, it can change from game to game. The tightness of that zone, or what they're willing to let go and allow. So taking her time, resetting. Let's start fresh here, and hopefully make some improvements.
4 straight out of the zone. Jennings has seen 8 pitches today, not offered at any of the 8, and she's drawn 2 walks.
That's a great job by Jennings. Knowing the situation, watching the previous at-bats, she knew, just like you knew, that she hadn't thrown a strike to the batters prior to her, so I'm sure she was in a take till you get a strike mentality from Coach Gasso over there, and works out just fine for her on base again. But it's the walks, it's the hit by pitches that continue to be Oklahoma's pivot point and capitalization points.
First pitch is a ball. Coleman at the plate. She struck out her first time up, chasing a rise ball from Kenna Wilkie. Got into this yesterday. Many other years, she would have been the freshman of the year, but her teammate, statistically slightly better than Tiaria Jennings, still an All-American freshman season for the native of the Colony, Texas. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Okay.
.545 on-base percentage last year for Jada Coleman. 9 homers, 11 doubles, 53 driven in, and a team-high 20 steals.
What a career for her so far. Yeah, she absolutely had a run at that, but some healthy competition on the same team, in the same roster. You know, the reward stayed in the family, the award rather stayed in the family, but man, she had such a campaign the season, you know, her freshman season here, and it just bleeds over, and that's Coach Gasso's job, is to make sure that these players continue to elevate and continue to grow, and here she is now, batting second in the lineup this season.
That's up and away, gets away from Katie Ray Brown, and down to second, Tiaria Jennings.
Taking the steal there, some movement. The aggressiveness on the bases from Oklahoma. Not necessarily a pass ball, but just one that got away from Katie Ray Brown behind the plate, and just a split second is all you need to make that decision and take a run for second base. So another opportunity capitalized.
Ball 4, 5-pitch walk to Coleman. They're trying to be extra careful. They're trying to
you know, have a better slate to walk into, but being able to flip the switch nonetheless. You know, even when she struggles on her own, being able to come back, recompose, and deliver a performance.
Here's Allo, hit by a pitch in the first. 2 home runs earlier today, now 92 career home runs, second all-time in college softball history. First pitch popped up, foul behind first. Last year, the National Player of the Year, 34 homers, hit .475, 89 driven in. Second time in her career she led the country in homers. She had 30 as a freshman in 2018.
Just power, so much power out of Jocelyn Allo here. She brings to the plate composure. She brings to her teammates confidence. Each time, probably without knowing it, she just exudes the energy to elevate her performance, that God-given talent that she already has.
Hit well to left, that is gone. A line drive homer for Jocelyn Allo. Now 2 away from Lauren Chamberlain. 93 in her career.
Absolutely incredible. Right there, knew what she was going up there looking for. She had a game plan at the plate, okay? I'll tell you that right now. She knew what pitch she was hoping to see, and as soon as she locked eyes with it, she says, oh yeah, foot down, boom. Line drive, almost out of left field there. Not much air, just straight out. And the trot around the bases. Again, great at bat, powerful player. And look at her, just another day at the office.
She's at 93 career home runs and 214 games, including today. Warren Chamberlain hit 95 home runs in 220 games. John stands in and takes the ball.
It's always great when your name can be mentioned in the same sentence with Lauren Chamberlain, okay? So, you know, another Oklahoma great of the many, right? But, you know, Jocelyn Allen nonetheless will be one of them, and already is.
John's a 2-run homer in the first inning yesterday. Smokes it to center, straightaway shot over the batter's eye. Back-to-back for Oklahoma. First Allo, and now Jenna Johns.
Jenna Johns doing what she does. She had a great performance in their game yesterday against Houston. Enjoying the moment, living in the moment. Just gets a hold of that one, makes a mistake. Megan Lee just makes an unfortunate mistake right over the middle of the plate. And Jenna Johns had no problems about that. Look, supposed to be outside, maybe misses right down the middle, and Jenna Johns, that's a little fun go. Takes her for a ride there. Good for her.
Johns gave a scouting report to Kinsey Hansen before going back to the dugout.
There it is. That's what you do. That's a part of the game. She wasn't up there long. Didn't see many pitches at all. But hey, what did you see? What did what do you think about it? What's going on? And it's those little pieces of conversation, those little nuggets right there, 2 or 3 seconds before the at bat that help your teammate out and prepare them a little bit further, especially with a new pitcher coming into the game that no one's seen this weekend.
Here's Hansen in the first inning. Low pitch from Kenna Wilkie.
There she is, digging one out. So you'll see if the approach is different this time with Hansen at the plate. So taking some opportunities to really drive the ball and seeing what she likes. She commands the plate when she comes up there, whether with the gear on or with the bat in her hand. She also claims her territory, and she's done that already today nonetheless.
2 balls, 1 strike. Walks have crushed Houston against Oklahoma this weekend. Jennings has walked twice, scored twice. Allo hit by a pitch and then hit the 3-run homer. Of these 7 runs, 4 have been scored by players who walked or were hit by a pitch, and Oklahoma, of course, drew 8 walks against Houston yesterday. High fly ball, deep and foul. Home run distance, just a few feet away from back-to-back homers.
Exactly. You see Hansen coming back from first base, hoping that one hooked to the right instead of the left there. Not much wind today, but maybe she just got around it a little too much, but certainly the power was there. But to your point, it is the mistakes, the walks, the hit by pitches that makes games become out of reach, right? It could be a 3-0 ball game, 4-0 ball game, but with these small mistakes and misses, things can begin to get away from you.
Kinsey Hansen, All-American last year. Named USA Softball National Team for upcoming international tournaments this summer, including the 2022 Japan All-Star Series. She'll be there alongside Jocelyn Allo, Jada Coleman, Tiare Jennings.
How cool of an opportunity.
Off speed there in the dirt. Hansen draws a walk.
And again, patience prevails for the Oklahoma Sooners. On base again. Just being patient. You would think that Hansen goes to the plate hungry, watching 2 back-to-back home runs for her team. She had one at her last at bat, but nope. That's the growth in Hansen as an upperclassman now. And
line drive base hit from Taylor Snow on the first offering from Megan Lee.
Able to take her time and find a way on base, and just to be followed up just like that, another base hit. So you'll see as Coach Gasso talks about building her lineup, right? How important that 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, how important those players are to the lineup. Those are the players you want to get on base. Those are your momentum. That's your momentum. The top of your lineup is the fire starter there, but your momentum is carried on by the bottom half of that lineup, and boy, are they performing already.
Grace Lyon stands in. 5 straight have reached. 6 in a row, actually. Boone was retired to begin the inning, and then Jennings walked, Coleman walked, and then Jocelyn Allo, a 3-run homer. Line drive into center, a base hit. Hanson had to make sure it got through before she went to third. That slowed her down a bit. Bases are loaded with 1 out.
Yep, and good for Hanson. A little awkwardness rounding or leading off of second base, heading over to third, making sure she doesn't interfere with that ball. If she does, or with the play at all, you know, the play could be dead. We could have some interference calls there, but good job for her to know the situation, know the game, stay out of the way, and still make sure she reaches safely at third base.
7 runs, 7 hits now for Oklahoma. Megan Lee talking things over with the pitching coach, Lacey Waldrop.
Surely just asking her team to regroup there, not be too intimidated by the score here, and nonetheless we need 2 outs. Okay, this is where we're at. We've let a few runs cross the plate. The Houston lineup the Houston defense has let a few runs cross the plate, but just to regroup, recollect, and I'm sure she's telling her team to just get the last 2 outs and let's let the offense have an opportunity to get the game back and reach there.
Alyssa Brito now, she flied out to deep left to end the first inning. Bases loaded for Oklahoma. Hanson at third, Snow at second, Grace Lyons over at first. One and 0.
Brito with the opportunity today to work her way into the lineup more consistently. Doesn't appear to start many of the games leading into this season or through the first few weekends, but has had her opportunities and capitalizes when she gets in. Earned herself a start today.
Good pitch at the knees for a strike. That's what Coach Gasser was targeting. She brought Alyssa Brito over from Oregon, a versatile player to play multiple positions, has already played 4 this season.
That's right, somebody that's versatile, team player, can get in there and get in where you fit in, if you will, and whether it's the outfield, whether it's the infield, first base, or DP position, just to be able to get in and do your job, understanding the assignment and doing so as a professional as she is now.
Megan Lee asking Katie Ray Brown to cycle through the signs. That's a called strike. Good conversation with Coach Vesey this week about Megan Lee, saying she's going to throw to her spots. She had 7 walks last weekend. She doesn't care if it's called the ball. Obviously wants a strike, but she's not going to give in.
Absolutely. So Coach Vesey speaks of Megan Lee, and she says that even if the umpire, necessarily isn't calling it, Megan Lee understands.
Brito to left in the ballpark for Bush. Kinsey Hanson tags from third and scores. Snow held at second. It's 8-0 Oklahoma.
Megan Lee understands a good pitch from a strike and where she may be able to etch one out here, etch one out there. She's not intimidated by missing the plate just barely. Here we'll take a look at the RBI fly out from Brito. A little bit on the heels there in left field, but the run was tagged up. She knew exactly what she was going to do there to score for her team, 8-0.
Riley Boone, first pitch, fouled into the glove of Katie Ray Brown. Batting for the second time this inning, flied out to left against Kenna Wilkie.
Looks like the same approach from her last at bat, keeping the ball away from the lefties, not taking the chance coming in or in and high, making them reach the hands out and maybe tap one over to Janiyah Thomas or into left field with Bethany Bush.
Into center, Aspen Howie underneath it, and the side is retired. Houston 8-0. Matt Peterson with Jalen Baldridge, the former Houston infielder. And Jordy Ball back to the circle with an 8-run cushion after she struck out the side in the bottom of the first.
playing nice and loose here.
Aspen Howie digs in, takes ball one.
Offense is taking the time to give you a nice cushion that always makes you more comfortable in the mound here for ball. Nice and relaxed.
Towards second. Sidearm throw from Jennings. And Aspen Howie retired on 2 pitches.
Ball left the box there with a little awkward spin. Maybe a little bit of an inside pitch, kind of jammed her. Howie pushes it inside out and it just fizzles over to second base. Routine play.
Becca Schulte back for Houston, was not available yesterday. 5 for 14 on the season. Had 2 home runs in her first 2 at-bats of the season after missing last season. Great story, Becca Schulte, as she swings and misses. She's a 7th-year senior. Played at LSU. Transferred to Houston. She thought her college softball career was over in 2020 when the pandemic ended the season. Now she is 2 years later, batting 5th and playing second base for the Cougars.
What an electric player that she's turned out to be for this Houston roster here. Becca Schulte opening up the season after such a long time off with home runs in the last outing last weekend. So Coach Vesey speaks highly of Becca Schulte and what she brings to this team and the maturity that comes along with it.
Fletcher Light, the sports information director who covers softball for Houston, had a great note. She ended the 2020 season with the home run before the pandemic ended the year. Then she came back in 22 with homers in her first 2 at-bats. So she had homers in back-to-back games spanning 23 months.
It's got to be a feeling there, you know, the excitement in your senior, what you think is your senior season back in 2020, and to come back with a whole different level of excitement in this year, 2022, to feel the home run coming off the bat. That's got to be a joy for her.
Here's the 2-2 from Jordy Ball. Fastball. 4 strikeouts for Ball.
Just not able to catch up with that one. A little late on the swing there for Becca Schulte. Let's see, yeah, just kind of fans at it. Maybe not the pitch she wanted, but just a little behind. You want to hit the ball a little further out in front. She knew it, and she'll go back and learn from that one.
Now it's Rock Benavides, the shortstop. 3 hits and 13 at-bats on the season.
Rock Benavides putting the bat on the ball. A change here that, you know, just touch it, right? Let's take it back to the basics. You're down 8-0 at home, just in the bottom of the second. Putting the bat on the ball, regain some confidence here, and see if you can poke one through the infield and add some fire, add some life back to the dugout here for the Houston Cougars.
It's up and in. It's interesting with Coach Gasso now in her 27th season, Hall of Famer, 5 national titles. With Jordy Ball, star freshman, the rated National Player of the Year. And she hasn't really pumped the brakes publicly about her. Oftentimes you'll see a veteran coach with the young star player saying, hey, let's give them time to acclimate and gain some attention. But she put her into the fire against UCLA last weekend. She passed that test. 14 strikeouts, most by an Oklahoma freshman since Kaylani Ricketts had 16 against Texas A&M back in 2010. But with the confidence she has, she wants these moments.
Ain't broke, don't fix it. She came out with a bang. She's rolling. She's got some momentum. Let her hold on to it.
Benavides to second. Tiara Jennings over to Taylor Snow. And the side is retired. So Houston 8-0. Oklahoma far and away the team of the decade. Trying to make it team of the decade for 2 straight decades. Let's go back to 2013. Oklahoma 4 national titles since that span. Florida won 2, Florida State in 18, UCLA beat Oklahoma in the Champion Series in 19.
Building a program with some legacy. It's what the Godfather, Coach Gasso does. A program with some DNA, some championship DNA being built in that these younger players coming out of high school and travel ball just want to be a part of. It's hard not to root for this Oklahoma program.
Tiare Jennings, she has walked twice, has not seen a strike. First pitch swinging here in the third, pops it up. Ellie Matthews having trouble with the sun, and Schulte comes over to make the catch.
A little hungry there from Jennings. If you walk, something that she might not be too used to, she enjoys getting the bat on the ball and saw something she liked. It had a little off speed, a little change the speed on it, but Jennings couldn't get the timing down, and Houston defense gets a quick, much needed out.
Now it's Jada Coleman. She takes ball 1. It was the 6th Champ Series in 10 years for Coach Gasso and the Sooners. And they were the 4th team in Women's College World Series history to win the Champ Series after losing Game 1. And G. Juarez starting Games 2 and 3 to beat Florida State. And they really faced elimination 5 times, 4 in the early rounds and then once against Florida State. And we went back and watched some of the highlights of what James Madison did in the shock first day of the College World Series, beating Oklahoma.
Of course, Odyssey Alexander, can't forget the name. Giving a face to many young girls out there, and an amazing performance and putting Oklahoma on notice for sure. But nonetheless, the team came back and did what they were expected to do and took it all the way to the championship against all odds. What's going on here?
Lacey Waldrop out to talk. The home plate umpire, Robert Gonzalez.
Looked like an illegal pitch called by the third base umpire, so we have an automatic ball here, and it negated whatever pitch crossed the plate last.
That's Jared Arrington over at third.
Be interested to see what it was, see if we catch Megan Lee focusing on something else a little closer this time.
That hits the outside. So they survive 4 elimination games. They fall behind. Florida State, of course, lost its first game at the College World Series last year. It was 2 teams that survived 4 elimination games just to get to the Champ Series.
That's the beauty of the tournament style play, and the opportunities that you have to, maybe not perform your best as soon as you come out there and be able to through a tough track. Now you got significantly more games and more competition you got to go through, but you can get there, and that's the beautiful part of the World Series, the Women's College World Series and the men's.
Line drive to left, Bush spun around, Bush tracks it down. Deep fly from Jada Coleman, but nice defense. Coleman with the catch on the track.
Good swing by Coleman, great read by Bethany Bush in left field, starting, swinging the hips to the left, swing the hips to the right, able to track the ball all the way to the fence with the warning track.
Here's Jocelyn Allo, last time up after back-to-back walks. No doubt about it, line drive home run to left. 93 career home runs, 2 earlier today against McNeese. 1 more today. She's 2 behind former Sooner Lauren Chamberlain for the all-time Division I softball home run record.
It's so interesting because just as we talk about it and everybody in the softball world talks about it, she's thinking about it, the record that she's chasing and the pressures that come along with that. Talking to Coach Gasso, she just reminds her to just play free. It'll come. You have so many games to reach that record here at the beginning of the season. Just, it'll come. Allow it to happen organically. And, whether she's pressing now or not, we can't tell because she's so calm and cool. But nobody has a doubt. It'll come to her organically, and she'll do what she does and lets that ball fly.
This is out to right center. Aspen Howie, gone. Jocelyn Allo, number 94. She's now 1 behind Lauren Chamberlain.
Look at that smile. She held the one up as she rounded second on that last home run blast. She said, one more. I got one more. You think she's keeping count there, Matt? That's awesome. Take a look at it here. Textbook swing. She sees one low, dips that back knee a little bit, has to dig it out. A little bit of a low pitch, not expected to go out. Same style of pitch that Hansen took with her earlier in the game. Just sails it right over the center field fence, a little bit to the right there, but great job by Jocelyn Allo.
Houston kept her in the yard yesterday. Last year she had more games with a homer than without a homer. So maybe she was extra motivated today. 2 against McNeese, 2 against Houston. She has 94 in her career. Jana Johns also homered.
Jana Johns doing a great job following Jocelyn Allo's performances so far, but Jana Johns a player of her own for sure. Laying off of the high pitch there, able to see it, read it from the hand, say, nah, not this time.
I told the story yesterday. Coach Gasso said Jocelyn Allo came in as a freshman, took the softball world by storm. 30 homers, led the country in 2018. Hit foul at third. And then her sophomore year, things started to change for Allo. Softball mentality-wise, it was not fun for her. And when it's not fun for her, it's not fun for the rest of us. 2-week sabbatical for Jocelyn Allo, given by Coach Gasso. She made it clear it was on a suspension, just a break from softball to get away from the game. Don't watch it, don't read about it. Up the middle from Johns on 1-2. She has the 9th hit today for Oklahoma.
Good job hitting the ground ball up the middle. That's all it takes. Put the ball in play, hit it where they're not. She sees one, looks a little out on the plate from the sound of the bat, and trots on over to first base. Another day at the office. Putting someone on base for Kinsey Hansen to come and advance some runners here with 2 outs.
They were scoreless with 2 outs in the first. Kenna Wilkie had just struck out Jana Johns on a rise ball. And then Hansen took a low pitch, took it out to left for a 3-run shot. Got things going for Oklahoma.
Can't say enough good things about Kinsey Hansen and the aura that walks around with her. She does a great job of leading her team and, lead by example, right? She sets a good example on what to follow, how to present yourself, and nonetheless how to perform. Let's not forget that. Put the bat on the ball, be a team player, and then to play the catcher position and be the leader, have all eyes on the field and rein in her team and just perform. Patience. You see in this Houston defense a little bit of life lost here. The game can get away quickly through the first few innings here, especially with this electric Oklahoma lineup. Lots of excitement coming off the bats of the Oklahoma team, but the Houston defense needs to, stay involved here in this game. You can see in the first inning or two, lots of jumping around, lots of talking to each other and pep work and, verbal cues. Not so much of that going on now.
Well, it's the perfect team on offense in terms of patience and power today. 4 walks, 4 homers. They'll make you come into their zone, and then you have to do it with runners on base, and you have these long home runs as Hansen draws the 5th walk today for Oklahoma.
It's a tough pitch, good eye by Hansen. Tough pitch, you see the frustration from Megan Lee on the mound. Katie Ray Brown doing a good job behind the plate framing those pitches, but the umpire staying true to his zone and making it clear what he'll call and what he won't.
Here's last year's Oklahoma team. Set 8 NCAA records, including batting average, slugging, on-base percentage, and homers.
Got a substitute hitter here, pinch hitter going in for Snow.
Lindsey Elam, Oklahoma native, will pinch hit for Taylon Snow with 2 outs and 2 aboard in the 3rd.
Senior backup catcher getting the opportunity to bring some runners around here with 2 outs.
We saw Gasso there. She has challenged this team. You could be the best team of all time in softball history. And you don't hear things like that from coaches in most sports, but I think Coach Gasso says this is a special group. They won the national championship. I need to find a way to give them extra motivation here in 2022.
Of course, you have some rarities here with this roster. You have just so much experience, and not only experience, but championship experience. They know how to handle themselves in these tough situations.
Line drive off the bat of Elam. Nice play from Rock Benavides in shallow left. But Oklahoma, that's another.
That's in Houston. A lot of Houston natives in the stands today. You know, you have some Oklahoma fans. They travel well. Oklahoma fans absolutely travel well. But just to see the support, you see a lot of the youth teams in the stands, and you know, it's always great to have the younger generation come and see competitive play like this. And the autograph lines after the game, the ladies always like that.
Memorable moments from Gibson last night, her first college home run.
Big moment for Gibson last night. Fulfilling her dreams for sure, and not wasting any time with this at bat today. Swing at the first pitch there.
Kylie Gibson from Houston, just 9 at bats. And an awesome reaction we saw from Janiyah Thomas, another freshman from Houston, greeting her at the top step of the dugout as she got back, following her first home run.
Straight back foul means one thing. She's got a good eye on it. Has the opportunity to send it straight up the middle of the field. That's what that means there. But yeah, I mean, you come into your college of choice when you sign on, and you meet your freshman teammates, and they become your family. You spend a lot of time with these group of kids, and the bond created there is one that lasts for sure.
Just high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jordy Ball's been outstanding, 4 strikeouts. Through 2 innings. Hope Troutwine threw a no-hitter earlier today for Oklahoma, and a win against McNeese. Oklahoma's still not allowed an earned run this season. Fouled off the catcher.
Hanson a little slow to get back there. Tough as an ox, taking her time, walking out, even though she's in pain, gonna go comfort her team. Even though she was the one getting hurt, walked straight up to the circle, cracking some jokes. I'm sure she'll do just fine.
Short chat with Jordy Ball, and she'll walk back towards the catcher's area.
Let's see what happened here. We got a swipe. Oh, right onto the knee there. Part of the weaker part of the catcher's gear. The top of the knee right there on her. Shake it off, and she's right back in the game. Hoping we don't get a ball in the dirt here and challenge it.
And there's a base hit for Kylie Gibson. First hit for Houston today off Jordy Ball, and she did it on a 1-2 pitch.
Kylie Gibson going for a pitch that she saw right from the hand. Take it in that 5-6 hole where they're not. Put the ball on the ground. Not the most powerful swing in the world, but when you get the ball in play and you get it on the ground, you give yourself an opportunity. Beyond that, you give your teammates an opportunity to score a run.
Now it's Katie Ray Brown. Good fastball on a swing and a miss.
Coach Vesley over there at third base, reminding Katie Ray Brown to hit the ball on the ground. Not let the game get too far away from her. Katie Ray has a tendency to seek the long ball. She sure has the power to do it and the consistency to do it as well, but shot over there at first to remind Katie Ray to, stay in the box, stay disciplined, and make contact, and your talents will shine naturally. They'll shine organically. Just give yourself the opportunity to play small.
Bounce foul by Katie Ray Brown.
Good pitch by Jordy Ball. Maybe taking a little off of that one, maybe a little off speed there. Hitting the outside low part of the plate there and provoking the swing out of Katie Ray Brown.
One ball, two strikes. Smoke to third, a throw back to first, and the ball dropped. Another outstanding play at the hot corner from Jenna Johns.
Jenna Johns, what a play she has there. Oh, maybe a little injury from Gibson at first base. Diving back to the bag, but good hard hit by Katie Ray. Jenna Johns elevating, climbing the ladder all the way up. Pump fake. Unsure if she was going to go for it, but Gibson was too far off the bag, couldn't resist. Takes a shot over to first base. Looked like the throw was in time. Ball pops out of the first baseman's glove. Gibson safe.
Good contact from Katie Ray Brown, but excellent defense from Jenna Johns. This is from yesterday. This was hit to third, came out of her glove, Johns from her stomach with no hesitation, and they get a fast base runner by a few steps.
Insane play. She is shining on defense here and on offense, but now we'll go with the defensive side, just so nonchalantly. Look at her, ready for the next play, just happy to be here and enjoying playing the game she loves. But to be able to make that diving play yesterday, I said it yesterday during that game, but make that diving play, the ball bounces out of the glove, and from the stomach, make a good throw right to the chest of your first baseman. Heck of a play.
Paige Holsey now from the left side. Outside for a ball. Holsey's first at bat today against Jordy Ball.
You see the mindset from Kenzie Hansen behind the plate. That outside pitch, she pops right up, expecting Gibson to make a break for it at second base. Maybe stay down there a little longer. Get the umpire a good shot to see it. Boom.
Jenna Johns, the third baseman for Oklahoma. First 3 years at South Carolina. She transferred to Oklahoma for the 2021 season. Over 200 career games between the two schools. She's become an anchor at third for Coach Gasso and the Sooners.
An anchor to say the least here, at least this weekend.
Up towards the circle, Ball has it, flat-footed throw over to first. Good defense from Jordy Ball.
Good job by Paige Holsey, put the ball on the ground and advance the runner. Jordy Ball being able to pitch, understand where the ball is going to go, and have that quick reaction time to field the ball and get it right over to first base. Sacrificing the runner at second, but I think she had two teammates there covering third base, so there was no further advancement on the table.
Gibson in scoring position for Bethany Bush. She faces ball for the second time today. Struck out swinging her first time.
Taking a strong lead off at second base, forcing the Oklahoma defense to take a second look at her. Keep her honest at second base there. Bethany Bush doing a good job so far of, staying in the box, being aggressive, allowing herself to see some pitches. It's ingrained in the leadoff position to see a few pitches. Make sure you get on base if you can, but allow the people behind you to see what's going on.
Bush into shallow left. Alyssa Brito towards the line to make the catch. Gibson is stranded. New pitcher for Houston. It's Maddie Boyd. Maddie Boyd will make her Houston debut against a former Big 12 rival. Last season at Oklahoma, only 5 appearances, but very good numbers. From Sac City, Texas. Did not pitch last weekend. And she faces the Sooners here in the 4th, starting with Grace Lyons.
Boyd getting the call here, down 9-0. Getting her feet wet for the first time in a Houston uniform. Gain her composure. A nice, simple windup. Probably just out there to have some fun today. Katie Ray Brown show her the ropes a little bit, at least on this side of the ball. See what she can put together.
To the backstop, 3 balls, no strikes. Maddie Boyd, transfer from Oklahoma State. Coach Festley before the opening weekend said we've seen tremendous growth from her. Potentially relief pitcher. That weekend they didn't find a spot for her. She works hard in and away with off speed. Over the inside, it's 3-1.
Tricking Lyons there with an inside pitch going for a strike. Lyons believing it was ball 4, but that's good. Go ahead and get a strike in there under your belt. Get a feel for the strike zone for yourself rather than the books from the dugout. Ooh, close pitch there. But
Lyons draws a walk, 2 singles and a walk. Grace Lyons.
Lyons getting on base, doing what she does, being a force for the Oklahoma roster, both on defense. We know her there nice and well, but especially on offense here in the bottom half of the lineup, batting 7 today. But on base, and this is where Oklahoma finds their capitalization. They're going to find a way to RBA her around the base, and ooh, just another mistake there from the pitching staff out of Houston.
Alyssa Brito off the lower, back down to first.
And there's the advancement. Brito seemingly unfazed from the hit by pitch. Coach Gasso coming to make another substitution, possibly at the plate here. Yeah, right on the backside. Hoping to see something there, but she's had a day so far.
Now it's Grace Green. Green pinch hit yesterday. Versatile player, can play in multiple positions. Pitch is low. 40 games last year on the national championship team, hit .373 with 4 homers. Her best season, 2019, when they lost in the Champ Series to UCLA. She had 17 homers, hit .359.
Coach Gasso teaching her Oklahoma lineup. Grace Green coming into the game here to be patient. We got a new pitcher on the mound. Let's see what she's got. Allow the rest of the team to download some data, download some info, and use it as they will. Unsure on that one. Looks like a called strike, not a swinging strike, but it's not abnormal to be a little unsure coming off the bench, but got an opportunity here with nobody out and runners on base to make an impact, to take advantage.
Green was the Big 12 Freshman of the Year in 2019 and a third-team All-American. Well, 130 games in her Oklahoma career. She's a career .356 hitter. Shows how hard it is to be a consistent starter now for Oklahoma. .356 in her career. On-base percentage of .443, but utility, bat off the bench, play a few positions.
You got a great shot here with that Oklahoma jersey on, but even with numbers like that, she's a great player, well-rounded, such a useful tool to this team. Great ball.
Line to third, out of the glove of Thomas on the foul side.
Great ball there. Got the meat of the bat on it, but to your point, some good numbers coming out of her throughout her years as a collegiate athlete, and just speaks to how much talent and how much athleticism is just breathing through the Oklahoma dugout, and what it takes to be consistently in that lineup. Great player. Getting an opportunity to show it again.
Green draws a walk, 3-2 pitch from Boyd in the dirt. No booing, that's for Mackenzie Donahue, who's of affection from the Oklahoma fans in attendance today.
That's right, a play on the name, Donahue. That's what they're going for, but showing that patience there at the plate. We've got some runners on base. I'm looking here. I think they're all unearned runners on the bases at the moment. So again, this is where Oklahoma has an opportunity to capitalize and bust this game wide open. With no outs, Houston defense has got to be on their toes.
Tap foul by Donahue. Donahue hit 476 in the World Series last year, best for Oklahoma. Also a World Series best, 10 RBI, 3 homer, and a double. Some spectacular diving catches out in left field as well.
Heck of an athlete. Every time she touches the field and gets her opportunity, she seizes the moment.
That gets by Katie Ray Brown. Grace Lyons will hold at third. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Doesn't look like Boyd made it all the way to the plate there. Interesting to see Oklahoma not take the chance to play another run there. You've got such a lead, and maybe see what you can get away with and what you can't. But just a little bit of conservancy from Coach Gasso.
It's a short. Benavides over to first for the out. Lyons scores from third. An RBI grounds out for Mackenzie Donahue.
Rock Benavides going for the safe play at first base there, opting not to go home. Getting out, get some momentum back for the Houston Cougars on defense. Making sure she's staying on her toes, nice and hot, ready for anything at shortstop.
Donahue pinch hit for Tiare Jennings. Now Jada Coleman, the number 2 hitter, stands in. 2 in scoring position.
Now you're in an interesting situation. You got the meat of your lineup. You just had some substituted hitters, some pinch hitters come in for 8, 9, and 1, and now they've done their job. They did their due diligence and got on base, gave the meat of that lineup the opportunity to plate some more runs here. Great pitch. You see the patience coming there, looking again like to take till you get a strike mindset here, and maybe we'll see Jada Cole ready to pull the trigger. Two and one. On the left-hand side of the plate, such a powerful hitter, a versatile player.
The outside for a strike. Great career for Jada Coleman at the Colony High School, the Colony, Texas. Both the state run record for most runs all time in Texas. Into with 209 career steals in high school.
Speed kills. She's got it. When she gets on base, you know that there's an opportunity, she's going to run on you, so it's interesting to see how defenses around the country aggressively play her. Try to keep her off the bag. Full count.
Coleman draws a walk. Second walk drawn today by Jada Coleman. And the crowd will tell you who's coming to the plate for Oklahoma.
Oh man, do we have a stage set right now? We have a big moment coming up for the slugger of the team here. One home run away from tying that record that's just hanging over her, and I'm sure she's excited now, and stay calm and collected and see if she can pull one off here in Houston.
First pitch is up. Jocelyn Allo hit by a pitch in the first, a 3-run homer in the second, a solo shot last time. 2 home runs earlier today against McNeese, so that graphic is up to the minute after a 4-home run day.
Ooh, that was a strong swing. You can feel it it's in the air here in Houston. Strong swing, kind of waving in an outside pitch there, taking a moment outside of the box to recompose and stay within the moment, be very present.
Lauren Chamberlain, 95. Allo to right. Over comes Paige Holsey. It falls in. It's a fair ball. Be a long single for Jocelyn Allo. Off the end of the bat, scoring Alyssa Brito.
Good hit. Put the bat on the ball. Any player in your lineup.
She'll be remembered for the home runs, but she is an all-around hitter. Coach Gasso said she's the best hitter she's ever seen. Entering this season, a .426 career hitter at Oklahoma. 129 career walks, 60 career strikeouts, 2-to-1 ratio there. An on-base percentage at .531 in her Oklahoma career as Katie Ray Brown comes over, nearly gets there. The foul ball off the bat of Jana Johns.
Followed up right here with Jana Johns. Consistent through the 2 games they've played here against the Houston Cougars and throughout the games they've played throughout the entire tournament.
If Allo hits 30 this year, it'll be 3 seasons of 30 or more home runs in her career. She had 30 as a freshman in 18, 34 last year to win Player of the Year. Off to a great start here in 22.
Gosh, that's incredible.
Off the end of the bat, right to Becca Schulte. Infield fly in effect. The bases remain loaded as Johns is retired.
Bases loaded with 2 outs. Oklahoma has been completely unwavered in this situation, knowing how to do such an important task in plating runs with 2 outs. There was the story I told you yesterday about Pat Murphy, the head coach for Alabama softball, talking about one of the keys to success is being able to score runs with 2 outs. That's such a big momentum swing and a statistic when it comes to winning games consistently. They've already done it today. They've done it throughout probably every game this weekend if we were to take a look there, but another opportunity to show it here.
Want to know on Hansen. Oklahoma today, Jalen, 5 for 8 with 2 outs. 6 for 13 with runners on base. And they've drawn 8 walks after drawing 8 walks against Houston yesterday.
We still got an at-bat or 2, an inning or 2 to go. Unless Houston can change some things on the offensive side and leg this game out.
Hit hard right to Benavides. Good cut from Hansen on 2-0. Jordy Ball back to the circle, her only hit. Allowed came last inning against Kylie Gibson on a 2-strike count. It's Janiyah Thomas. Ready from the left side. Thomas fouls it off. Committed to Houston right after the 8th grade. Allo is moved from the DP slot to right field. And you remember during your career, Thomas's first visit, or unofficial visit.
That's right. Hard to forget Janiyah Thomas's first visit to Houston. I was still here on the team, along with some other Houston greats here. But Janiyah Thomas, she came in, and right off the bat, we knew that she was just a firecracker. She was going to be a voice of reason around when her time came. She was had such a playful attitude. She was just joyful, happy to be around, and she was a dancer. She was big into the social media dances and was not shy in showing them off. And so won't forget that. She quite the personality to be around, and it's a full circle moment to have her here at the Houston Cougar Stadium in the box and in this moment.
1-2 the count. Ball ready. Tipped into the glove of Hanson. Thomas down on strikes. 5 strikeouts for Jordy Ball.
Jordy Ball just playing so well today, so loose, composed. Still doing what she does in that circle, confiding in her defense and holding them accountable and making sure they know that she's right there at the plate with the timeout.
Career numbers for the right-hander.
There you go. She's got some starts here. Lots of innings pitched. She's a little bit of a workhorse here for the Oklahoma bullpen. Coming in to close out this game and hold the Houston lineup at bay and get her team to the bus a little bit early.
Pitched against McNeese yesterday, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
You see her nodding to her defense there, hoping to find the zone as she settles in on the mound, on the rubber there. 2-0 to start. You got a patient hitter at the plate. No fools at L.A. Matthews at the plate there, so.
McAdoo last year, 8 appearances, 1 start for the national champions. Three consecutive state championships at Tuttle High School. 2-2 the count by L.A. Matthews.
Fighting her way back into this lineup. Evening out the count here from the rubber.
Last foul off the screen in front of the Houston dugout. AC McAdoo travel ball with Oklahoma Athletics. Trying to continue the dominance in the circle for Oklahoma this season.
McAdoo knew it. She was hoping she could get Matthews to pull the trigger at the plate, but she was able to hold off there. She knew what she was doing. McAdoo's ready for the next pitch, and nice opportunity to send another batter down. Nice and calm on the mound. A long wind up there. A little bit of a missed pitch.
Matthews draws a walk.
Another small sign of light and hope for this Houston lineup here in Houston, Texas. A runner on base. Haven't had many this game or really at all against Oklahoma so far.
To the backstop with Aspen Howie at the plate. L.A. Matthews up to second.
Taking advantage of your opportunities is something Coach Vesley talked to us about earlier this week, is the aggressiveness on the base path. Pretty point-blank opportunity to take second, but nonetheless it was taken.
Aspen Howie grounded out to second base her first time up.
Coach Vesley reminding Aspen Howie to take it easy and stay low. Maybe it takes her to get to strike here. Who knows? New pitcher in the mound. They've done a lot of work against Jordy. Ball already. Nice tight pitch inside there. Howie turning inside there. McAdoo making her claim on the inside of the plate, keeping hitters honest.
4-pitch walk. Matthews and Howie walk. There's Jennifer Rocha. Hired as the associate head coach in 2018 after a great run at Florida. She's a Oklahoma alum, and she's really done a great job with this pitching staff. 2 years ago in the fall, it was the hitters that made the pitchers dizzy, and then this fall, coming off a record-setting season and a record-setting offense, it was the hitters who were frustrated by this awesome Oklahoma pitching staff, which she leads.
That's right. They have done a great job with harnessing the talent that they have in the bullpen over at Oklahoma. Being able to build a staff that you can rely on all the way through, from your A's to your relievers, from your game 1 to your game 2, and that's going to be such a huge asset when it comes to their time to make a run in and through the postseason, is having multiple arms you can go to, and they're setting that foundation now, just week 2 of the season. So it'll be interesting to watch.
Sophia Nugent is the new catcher for Oklahoma. She came on for Kinsey Hansen. Now he scored a wild pitch. Second and third for Houston. Becca Schulte has a hitter's count. 2-1.
Getting some new players in the ball game here for Oklahoma. Taking advantage of a comfortable lead and allowing some new players who maybe aren't going to be consistently in the lineup through the first few weekends here, the opportunity to earn their way into the game and impact their team a little further.
Jalen, we saw teams pitch Schulte inside last weekend, and we talked with Coach Vesely about that. She said she had some good swings on them, as that is just up, and she draws a walk. And she had some good cuts, but those are glorified strikes, and she has to clean up the inner half.
That's right. Schulte is an amazing hitter. Once she gets a hold of the ball, there's no telling what happens next. But, you know, even after a great weekend back, as she had against the teams they played, there's some things to work on. That's what weekend 1 is for. And
fourth appearance today so far, 10 in the third innings, 17 strikeouts against only 4 walks.
0 ERA. My goodness, 0.00 with 10 and 1/3 innings pitched. That's a lot of ball. That's a lot of softball being played, and to perform that well through all that time it's good to see.
Yesterday, 5 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. She needed only 69 pitches for the 1 hitter.
I think that's what we discussed is
Benavides high and foul towards the Oklahoma bullpen.
That's what we discussed is Nicole May's ability to play so efficiently. When she was throwing the ball, she was challenging her defense. She said, look, I'm going to throw it in the zone. I'm going to go for strikes here. I'm not going to waste any time. We're not going to dance around the plate. We're going for it. And, you know, with the defense that Coach Gasso has put together, some unsure by Rock.
Benavides unable to lay off, and she's down on strikes.
Again, Nicole May just trusting that defense attacking the zone. Here's this last pitch. Ooh, it just scales, just climbs right up the ladder. Boy, that was a good pitch. And Benavides just fooled by it. Concerned on the check swing, but if you're gonna go, you better go, is what they'll say.
Kylie Gibson now takes a strike. Gibson, the only hit off Jordy Ball, a clean single between third and short.
Only hit of the game, Jordy Ball, that's correct. So, let's see what Gibson can put together here with 2 outs.
Popped up foul behind first. The only hit against May yesterday for Houston was Janiyah Thomas, an infield single in front of Grace Lyons, the shortstop.
That's right, and that was Janiyah Thomas using her pure speed, getting a good slap on the ball, getting a lot of air on the slap with a drier field yesterday, and just beating out the play.
1-2.
There's that same rise ball that just fooled Benavidez on that last strike 3 call there. But just like that, and just one inning is all it takes to turn the tide here. Next thing, Cougars struggling to get batters on base throughout the entire game.
Nicole May, beautiful pitch to get Kylie Gibson. She does the job. Today, the Oklahoma faithful sellout crowd at the Cougar softball stadium.
What a performance Oklahoma is giving this crowd here in Houston, Texas. Oklahoma fans traveling so well, as they're notably known for, giving Houston a run for their money at home. Doing a great job on both sides of the ball, as they've done all season so far. Only in the second weekend here, but look at all that Oklahoma red.
Maddie Boyd in. She pitched in the 4th. And she comes back for the 5th against Lindsay Elam, who takes her strike. Elam popped up to shortstop as a pinch hitter. A captain for the veteran. And Captain C over the chest. Number 22.
A leader on this team for sure. At the plate with an opportunity to add some numbers next to her name. Getting ahead here for Boyd in the circle for Houston. Something she struggled with in her first inning out. Making Elam chase a little bit here on the second pitch, and then coming out with the first pitch strike. That's what you'd like to see from the Houston dugout.
Off the end of the bat, foul. Elam, a 5th-year senior catcher. 160 games now in her Oklahoma career. Great student, 3-time academic All-Big 12 first team. Off the end of the bat towards right field. Great hustle from Holsey. She lays out but cannot get there.
Great effort from the right fielder for the Houston Cougars, Paige Holsey. On that line, even with such a gap in this game. You remember to control the controllables, and one of those is effort. There she is on full display in right field there.
Elam, a great regional last year, 6 for 9, 3 homers, 6 RBIs, and a double. Jump-starting Oklahoma's run to the national title.
And a 5th-year senior. She's got a ton of experience in this jersey, this Oklahoma textbook jersey here, being around for a few of these championships that we displayed in the graphic earlier, and just having that experience on the roster, having these seniors who are just itching to come back and use that 5th year if they have it available, and just give more and more of that experience and that knowledge and just the know-how to some of these younger players coming in, like Jordy Ball and a few of the others. So it's good to see players who are just not yet ready to leave the game and come back and be able to perform at the same level.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Elam in the dirt. She was the starter 2019. They went to the Champ Series, losing to UCLA. And she became one of 2 players in Oklahoma history to have a full season with a perfect fielding percentage with a minimum of 150 chances.
Consistency, consistency.
Line drive falls in front of Bush. She tried to backhand it. It goes to the wall. Elam into second base.
What a great hit, a great piece of hitting right there. Putting the bat on the ball and just muscling it out there to left field. Good timing on it. Boom, hit it right in the sweet spot. Full finish swing, and looks like Bush out in left field tries to backhand it out there, going towards the foul line, and ball just ends up eating her up and takes her to the fence. Elam rounding third, never stopped, never pumped the brakes. She knew she was going to second as soon as she saw the ball pass the left fielder out there for Houston.
3rd hit of the season for Elam. Taria Coleman now, freshman, stands in.
freshman getting an opportunity here to get some comfort in the box.
Second at bat of the season for Taria Coleman.
Boyd put a little zip on that rise ball there, but good for Coleman to lay off and be composed in the box later in the game, getting her chance.
That's over the inside for a strike. A homecoming for Coleman. She's from Houston, went to C.E. King High School.
Being patient at the plate, being selective, making sure she's going for something she likes. She's got a calm aura about her. That's the way she is going to be in there, and make sure she takes one for a ride. Lots of power in her swing.
Line drive off the glove of Boyd into center field. Elam will be waved in. Strong throw from Howie. Close play, but Elam is safe. Coleman, her first college hit, and it comes in her hometown of Houston.
What a moment for Coleman standing on second base. We said it right there. All that power. She sees one. I think it's the third pitch in a row that she saw. Look just like that down the middle, near the knees. Where we at here? Boom. Right down the middle. Big mistake from Boyd there, and she took it for a ride straight to center field. Howie in center. Good throw at home, just not in time.
First hit, first RBI for the C.E. King High School graduate. She also played 3 years of varsity basketball. The number 5 player in the class last year by extra inning softball.
Multi-sport athletes. You'll hear a lot of the college scouts talking about the pros of letting the younger players jump around from sport to sport. That athleticism is just something, you know, it's something it's rare to come by, you know, not making the girls pick, what do you want to do, this or that. Let them play it. Let them experience what their bodies are capable of and what they can do. Here it is again, keeping her eye on that ball. The pitcher tried to get her hand in the way and just kind of got her fingers flicked at the top there. Doesn't seem like too tough of an injury, but umpires allowing her to get a few pitches in, make sure she's okay.
The right, the pitching hand for Boyd. Natural reaction, trying to defend yourself and make a play.
Oh, you can imagine. I mean, 43-foot mound, you wind up, you deliver that pitch, and you got a hitter like Coleman, drive one right back at you. That's a quick reaction time.
That was a nice pitch away from Brito, tailing away as it crossed the zone.
That's right, maybe a little drop curve there. Getting just comfortable. Probably one of her better pitches that she's more comfortable with to start back up after getting that pitching hand a little irritated from trying to defend herself against that hard line drive.
Just high, 1-1 on Brito.
Got it a little high coming into the plate there, but you can't help but wonder if that hand's still bothering her a little bit. Just 2 pitches in. We'll see if she can settle in.
Two and 1.
Still searching for her strike here.
Good eye from Brito. It's 3 balls and a strike.
Looking at the patience from Brito, she's had a day so far with, you know, being at the plate and impacting this team, working her way in, and from maybe not as much time in the past, and here she is getting the opportunity and taking full advantage of and finding her way again back on base for the Oklahoma Sooners.
First and second for Grace Green.
Grace Green getting another opportunity at the plate to move some runners around.
Inside for ball 1.
Coach Gasso for the Oklahoma Sooners just showing the faith in all of these substitutions and pinch hitters in the game. Put them in there in the pressure situations, regardless of the score, regardless of the situation of the overall outcome of the game, but runners in scoring position and still challenging your hitters to make something happen of it. See the ball, track it in, and play loose, but let's perform in these pressure moments. Great competition to get into as a player coming off of the bench.
Off the end of the bat to third. Trying for the tag, then throwing to first. That's good timing at third base from Janiah Thomas. That clock always ticking to the hot corner.
Has to move quick. Luckily that ball came off hot. Look at the playfulness between Coleman and Thomas at third base. You'd have to think both Houston natives maybe seen each other on the travel ball route here in Houston, Texas, but quick thinking from Janiah Thomas and having that clock in her head. You're exactly right. From, okay, can I go for this tag, or do I need to get it out of my hand? And her clock was right.
Mackenzie Donahue now. No doubt they know each other. Taria Coleman from Houston. She played for the Houston Astros RBI softball team. Led them to 2 MLB RBI titles. Of course, RBI, the Reviving Baseball Intercities. Travel ball for Texas Impact Golds. Donahue out to right, Holsey underneath it, makes the catch. Taria Coleman tags up, scores a run. The throw goes back to second. 13-0 Oklahoma. Donahue, another sacrifice fly.
Good ball there for the Oklahoma Sooners. You know, performing in the moment. That's all you need. You're under 2 outs. You got runners in scoring position. Good job of Coleman parking on third base with the tag and making it easy to trot right on into home plate. Getting the ball in. There was a little confusion as Donahue continued to round first base as she was out and the ball was caught. And kind of trot the long route back to the dugout. Some confusion for the defense, but no issues there from the umpires.
Jada Coleman with 2 down in the top of the 5th. Takes the ball, or takes a strike.
Jada Coleman performing so well in this number 2 spot. We've had pinch hitters all the way around her in that 7-8-9, 8-9-1 position, but she's staying consistent there in that number 2 spot. Just so valuable to have, just sprinkled in the lineup. Finding a way to get on base, whether a walk or a hit or a little poke through the infield here and there.
It's 3-1. They've drawn 9 walks today. Coleman 2 of them, and it's a chess match. These pitching staffs that have to face Oklahoma, they look at the video, they plan, they have an idea of what to do, but Oklahoma in the end is in the driver's seat. At some point, the pitchers have to come into the zone.
That's right.
I went to the backstop. Brito holds at third.
If the Oklahoma lineup is able to hold off and not get too hungry in terms of chasing pitches that are not for them, then absolutely, they got to come to them.
Jocelyn Allo, a line drive home run to left. Her home run number 93, and then to right center field, very low, great power over the batter's eye. 2 home runs in this game, 2 home runs earlier today against McNeese, and the 1 finger signifying the 1 home run she needs to tie Lauren Chamberlain, the former Oklahoma Star, for the all-time. Allo's ready. Up and in for a ball.
Getting a feel for the mound here.
Popped up to second. Hannah Blinko wins that battle. Her first out as a college softball pitcher, retires Jocelyn Allo and keeps her at 94. There, Hannah Blinko in her first pitches as a Division I softball player, true freshman from Georgetown, facing the soon-to-be all-time career home run leader Jocelyn Allo, and the first battle goes to the freshman.
That's right. What a moment to get put into the game for, and you saw she was all smiles when she got out there, and the dugout was on her side in terms of Houston, and made quick work. 1-2, pop up. Allo is back to the dugout, and we changed sides here.
Nicole May kept the unearned run streak intact for Oklahoma, yet to allow an earned run. Closing in on 9 games into the season. She entered with the bases loaded and 1 out behind Macy McAdoo last inning, and she had 2 strikeouts. To throw in a 1-hitter against Houston, she'll try to close out this game against Katie Ray Brown. 8-9-1 due up for Houston here in the 5th.
Katie Ray Brown stepping into the box, hoping to stay composed and just make a little bit of contact and trust the practice and just kind of shorten the game up a little bit for her. Get on base.
For Nicole May, we mentioned last year she pitched game 1 against Florida State, but she had another pressure-packed game in an elimination setting against James Madison earlier in the tournament. Ray Brown out to right, and the catch made out there. And a new right fielder who replaced Jocelyn Allo. 0. It's Riley Boone, who started the game earlier. She's back in right.
Nicole May, it's hard to believe, just a sophomore, but with so much experience and so much command in the circle. The performance from her yesterday was A+. You know, chef's kiss to her. I mean, it was just insane how she was able to just control the plate, control the game, and do so efficiently. She hit the zone, like we said, not wasting any time with balls, going to the zone and trusting her defense to be who they are.
Former James Madison had the shock of the tournament, beating Oklahoma game 1. An elimination game a few days later, 3 1/3 innings, no runs, 2 hits, 6 strikeouts to keep Oklahoma alive.
James Madison shocking the world last season in the Women's College World Series and really postseason tournament altogether off the back. Their incredible pitcher and team leader, Odyssey Alexander. Can imagine what all she went through and to get to that moment and shut down a team like Oklahoma in game 1 of the College World Series. But it also just shows the resilience and adversity for Oklahoma to come right back and hoist that championship trophy up at the end.
Behind third from Holsey. Johns gave chase. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nicole May had a complete game win, game 1 of a super regional against Washington last year. All of these pressure-packed moments for a true freshman. Holsey bounces to the right side, bobbled, and Holsey beats it out. Donahue's playing second base now. She misplayed it, and Holsey's speed gets her to first base.
Well, here you go. Now you have an opportunity to see how Oklahoma's defense will come back from a small miscue like that. Will they allow it to kind of hang over them? And will Houston, with this Houston lineup, take advantage of that and do some trickster things? Or what do we see next from here? Oklahoma defense has a ton of experience with the adversity and proven that they can do so, but gosh, I'm not sure they've seen it so much in the first 2 weekends of play this season. So we'll see if we're able to shake it off at second base for the Oklahoma Sooners in Donahue.
1-0 on Bethany Bush. Elam's over at first. Donahue's at second. Alyssa Brito is the new shortstop for Oklahoma. John's the only remaining infielder from the starting lineup. Nugent's behind the plate. She replaced Hansen a couple innings ago. The outfield is Coleman in left, Rhea Coleman, Jada Coleman's in center, and Jocelyn Allo was in right. It's now Boone out there in rights. Swing and a miss from Bethany Bush. Good pitch in over the shoot tops from Nicole May.
Tricky pitch. Sure, it looked good leaving the hand, but just sinks right in on that inside corner for Bethany Bush on the left-hand side of the plate.
After this game, we'll be back 5:30. Texas State against Houston. Texas State beat McNeese earlier today. Another regional team coming to Houston this weekend. Texas State was at the Austin Regional last year. They beat Oregon and lost to Texas and then lost a rematch with Oregon.
Ton of competitive play for Texas State coming into this tournament. Already, each of these teams facing some big competition, some big challenges leading into this weekend. Just allowing each of their rosters to hold up the measuring stick and see where they get their notch. And Texas State proving a good performance. Not enough to etch out Oregon, but still a great performance coming out of them earlier this week.
Thomas stays alive. Ricky Woodard, the head coach, said it's maybe the hardest schedule they've had in her 21 seasons.
Well, we're learning now that, you know, with the postseason and the selection shows and all of that, there's a recipe to this, right? You can have a great record even on the football side. You can have a great record, but you got to have the opponents to get there.
Nicole May strikes out Janiyah Thomas to end it. Excellence from Nicole May. 1 2/3 innings out of the bullpen, 4 strikeouts. Another shutout for Oklahoma. And Nicole May, the back end of a great start from Jordy Ball. And Oklahoma, another shutout victory, 13-0. They've now outscored opponents 76-2 on the season.
Oklahoma just taking control big time on both sides of the ball. Pitching, offense, defense, handling their business each time it's their turn to come up.
Jocelyn Allo, 2 more home runs, a 4-homer day between the games against McNeese and Houston. She is 1 shy of the all-time record set by Lauren Chamberlain. 94 career homers for Jocelyn Allo. For Jalen Baldridge, I'm Matt Peterson saying so long. Another win for Oklahoma over Houston.